The night that 80 King's home was bombed first, and then the H Gas and Motel was bombed. Do you remember that?
Very well. Jumped in the car and came down. Oh yes. Wouldn't have missed it for nothing.
So what did you see when you came down?
Well, first of all, there was mass confusion, especially for the blacks. And then eventually you had burnings, fires started.
Right.
When we got in the motel, it was just jam packed, and James Lay, I think first name was James Lay. Lay was up on the table trying to quiet people down. He was a security guard, and he could wear a uniform, so he kind of represented the police vision for us. Not a policeman, but just a security guard. He had on his security uniform, and he was trying to quiet the people down, but especially light-skinned people, and we laughed about that. Some light-skinned people came through, they had to holler, I'm a Negro, because they were getting, they thought everybody looked white.
Right.
They were going to get it, but it was policemen everywhere. And the tank was rolling, all kinds of tank was rolling, and it was just chaos. It really was.
Was your husband involved?
My husband never was involved. He always left it to me. He said, well, it wasn't in need of both of us being crazy.
Why did you not attend the March on Washington?
I really didn't have, I don't know, I don't think I had, my associates, the girls that I would be with, they didn't particularly want to go, and then I don't know whether I had an idea about transportation, whether to fly or try to catch a bus. I didn't get in with who was leaving Birmingham to go. I got lost in that part of the movement. That's why I didn't go.
Well, just a month after that, in fact, less than a month after that, 16th Street Baptist bombing. Where were you that Sunday morning?
I was at my church in East Birmingham. And, of course, I lived next door to one of the girls that was killed.
Which girl?
Cynthia Wesley was my next door neighbor.
When did you find out that she had been killed?
Well, my husband came and got me. He heard the news, and he came to church and told me to come home. Cynthia had been killed.
Well, this is while you were actually in church. You heard.
Yeah. He came. We had just let out from Sunday school, getting ready for our 11 o'clock services.
How did that impact your community?
Well, everybody was saddened by it, and shocked, I would say. But if you would notice, even in the community where you live today, you don't have that community cohesiveness that you had growing up. How many people on your street that you really know personally?
It's a difference.
It's a difference. But everybody knew Cynthia. It brought the neighbors together. They came in and out of the Westlers' home. But then they had their friends, Ms. Wesley, another St. John, Mr. Wesley was at 16th Street. So it was just a busy time. I would go in and out and offer my assistance, anything I could do.
Did you attend the funeral?
I attended the funeral. It was at 6th Avenue South. Reverend Porter pastor then. So I attended that funeral. Of course, Dr. King spoke, so I remember I was standing in the window. She was We experienced quite a bit living there though, on the hill, because every time the Shores home was bombed.
That's right, yes.
She never come to my community. I'm not far from the Shores home.
Right, you are right on top of that right here.
Yeah. And the police would come and tell us to go back in the house, so I did have that holler at you like you want to get back in that house. shoot through the shrubberies or what have you on my street. They shot on through the shrubberies.
Was that right?
Telling them to get back in the house. And shooting and picking the, get the shrubberies on, like hedges or something.
Right. Yeah.
Shot on them.
Mhm.
And we were standing out on the porch and they ordered us back in the house. Wasn't even down there at Shores House, just standing on our porch.
How many of them? Was it many policemen or just a car?
Just
Regular.
regular 2 cars. Yeah.
So you didn't look at the Birmingham Police Department as being there in the community to protect and serve?
No protection, no. No, not at all. I never felt they were there to protect. Sure didn't.
Well, you've covered an awful lot of territory. Is there anything else that you would like to include before we conclude?
Well, lest we forget that too much credit cannot be given to Fred Shuttlesworth because his house was leveled. I did go to see that about him. That he paved the way before Dr. King got here. And with those kids who integrated riding that bus before Dr. King came, I knew all about those who dared to knew the kids by name. We worked with Fred, Robert Pfeiffer, and all that group on Southside. So maybe I should describe myself as one who followed the fall, but have no regrets. It's an experience I wouldn't take anything for. It's different than secondary reading, secondary experience and primary experience. So, a first-hand experience of being there is something that you really can't explain. And I just hope somehow people who were involved in Birmingham especially should have written the book because they were right in the middle of it. And it was a price to pay. But the price that was paid, I know why it was paid because there was no fear. There was such a conviction that people just was willing to die for it. You look at it now and you feel sorry, but it was such a strong conviction. Only thing I would like to close with, where do we stand now,
Where do we stand?
You think we made progress, and you can turn it off now, and you and I just talking, but whether we really appreciate, I don't think, that was one thing about Dr. King, he did not advocate provisions. It didn't make any difference whether you marched or not if you had something to offer. And I think that's where we should be now. It's not the person who got out and walked in the street. You played your part.
Everybody had a role to
play. And only thing I'm saying, those persons who are now serving should have the same type of commitment to do a good job.